Hi, I'm Alex,
And I'm Anna.
and this is Trucking Through Titles. Hi, everyone. Did you enjoy the ASMR at the beginning of this episode? I said, let there be silence, and Anna said, no, thank you. I do not.
And I said,
Disgusting. You're disgusting. At least I had the decency to mute myself earlier when I was eating a sandwich.
well, I didn't know you were going to start talking immediately, and I thought it was going to be where we were going to cut it. As soon as I started doing it, you said, welcome.
I said 10 seconds of silence, and then we talked.
That wasn't a full 10 seconds.
It literally was. I watched the timer. I
That's
have
not
a
even
timer.
true.
I don't know if you do, but I do. And it was 10
Not even
seconds.
true. It
and
wasn't.
then you said, so,
Whatever.
how are you? Other than nasty.
Tired.
Same.
I think a little slap happy.
Yeah, I think it's just a perpetual state of being at this point for me. It's like I hate it, but it's like a personality trait. I go to work, people say, how are you? I say, I'm tired. And that's how it is.
Yeah, the bags under my eyes, I think I've had them since like 2007.
They actually aren't too bad on camera. Oh, that one is. That one looks
Yours
like
are never that bad. My camera
I
sucks. You can't see them.
I have a special cover up that I use that makes them look better, but today I'm not wearing.
No, I just walk around looking like a corpse.
Yeah, that's also why I wear these.
I'm too cheap, man. Can't afford cover up.
Also why I wear the glasses, because it hides it when I'm on camera and at work.
Oh, well, we all can't be blessed with bad sight, Alex.
Well, these are blue light. I can still see you.
Is that age? Blue
What?
light?
Age?
Is that
What do you mean?
age showing, getting blue light glasses?
Oh. I was like, no. It was because they were like bifocal blue light glasses. No, it's because I work on a computer all day, because I work in IT, so I'm staring at my computer at
Is
least.
that why my bags are so bad? Bad?
I don't know. It gives me headaches. It helps
No?
prevent my headaches. Your bags are bad because of genetics and because you're tired. And probably you're dehydrated.
That cannot even be true. Do you want to know what my pee looked like today?
Sure, let's just keep the theme of nasty going.
It was almost completely clear. I am so hydrated.
That's good. I mean, that is
I'm
good.
so hydrated. I also have this for my electrolytes to balance it.
Well, I'm glad that your pee is clear, because it is
Thank you.
so hot out that it is almost impossible to do. So I do applaud you for that.
It actually feels incredible here right now.
Yeah,
So incredible. Zach opened the windows and turned the air off.
Same. But that is now why I'm sweltering, because we don't have the air on, and I had to close the windows, so it was quiet. So now I have no airflow.
My window's still open.
Well, I also live on a main street.
That's true. The most you might hear, the neighbors have a cockatoo? Cockatiel?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But randomly they'll just go, "Wah!"
I remember that when I stayed
So you
there.
might hear that.
When I stayed there, it scared the crap out of me. I was in your office room, the room that you're in right now, sleeping, and it went "Rah!" in the middle of the night, and I was like...
It took me forever to figure out what it was when I first moved in here.
Terrifying.
Yeah. I don't know what I thought it was. At one point, I think I thought it was one of the cats, and then I figured out it wasn't. Oh God, they've become invisible.
We're getting flashes of a puppy.
Is that Ted?
Oh, hi.
Nikki? Oh, Nikki's muted.
Tell them what you did. Eat a
What
sponge.
did you do, Ted? Did you like the sponge? What a
Was it
handsome
good?
nose.
Was it worth
What
it?
a stupid dog. You're so stupid.
He's so precious. God, I love him so much.
Other than Ted the dog, we have another guest. Nikki the human is joining us. Hi, Nikki.
I'm a human. Yes, hello.
Hello.
I am not a Sasquatch.
She's already conquered the robots, too.
That's good. Yeah, that's true. She's conquered the robot. She's not a Sasquatch.
Sure.
See if I can. So we'll talk a little bit more to Nikki here in a second, because she's the one that picked our book for the month. But before
Woo!
we'll do a little bit of housekeeping. kind of the same stuff as normal. We are still on Fable. We are still barely monitoring it.
Join the freaking Fable. I feel no reason to check it.
But
it's me and Mom. Alex, you're not even on there.
I tried to join it. I thought I did, so I'll have to go in and retry because
Did I deny you?
I don't know. Maybe I thought I joined as a moderator, so maybe that's why I didn't join. But you're the moderator, so I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. But we are in Fable, so go join our book club. You can see our ratings for our books. I'll post the link to the Fable in the description as always. The other thing is this will be our first video episode, assuming that our video and Wi-Fi continue to work for the whole time. Please excuse the train. They're very rude train horns.
Oh, absolutely rude.
How dare they try to do
If it's Norfolk Southern, they are rude.
Actually,
Go for rocks.
It probably is. Or it's CSX. But
I don't know about them. Go throw rocks at Norfolk Southern.
It really wants
Southern.
It wants me to know that it's there. So yeah, this will be on YouTube, assuming that our Wi-Fi holds out, that we can stay on video the whole time. So that's that. So Nikki, thank you for joining us today.
Of course.
Joining us all the way.
Privilege is mine.
Yeah.
So enthusiastic.
I know. That's how I sound to you. I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm like, I swear I'm actually excited. Joining us all the way from Texas.
Unfortunately, yes.
How is it down there?
As we bitch about it being hot, and she's in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot.
Is it like South Texas, North Texas?
Yeah, it's southern. It's about like 2 hours north of the ocean, the Gulf of whatever they want to call it these days.
LOL.
The Gulf of America.
I refuse.
The Gulf of question.
Yeah, just the Gulf
I refuse.
of redacted.
Just the Gulf.
It's done.
The Gulf.
Oh, God. Redonkulous.
I'm over it.
Okay, so this month you picked out our book. Our book this month is, I've been saying Devolution, however you want to say it, Devolution by Max Brooks. So do you want to tell us a little bit about why you picked that book?
How do you say the word without the D?
Evolution.
I say evolution.
I'm going to stab you, Nikki. No.
No, I thought the book was Devolution, but I could be wrong.
I think that's
Devolution.
Devolution. Okay, well, I'm on board with that.
Yeah. It's,
Alex.
the reason I picked it, I was on the phone with Anna. We're planning a trip up to Washington because I'm moving there. Thank God. Woo.
Away from Texas.
Yeah. And I told her that this would be a good book to do like a podcast on. I enjoyed it. So I hopefully you guys liked it.
Well, we'll definitely talk about it.
Maybe.
No. We'll actually just skip over it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
We're not going to talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it.
So that it was a good pick, I will say.
Twas.
Yeah. It was different than, I think, anything we've read so far. Although, to be fair, we've only been doing it for a few months. But it was.
But we're like, what, 5 books in?
Yeah. We're several books in at this point, including the last episode. So.
Sad for us.
Yeah. It'll make its way back one day, I'm sure, at some point when we didn't have time to read a book or something. We can always go back to that one. But
that's true.
So sad. Before we kind of dive into the book, one of the things I like to ask, I had been asking, what else have we been reading besides this? But the answer, except for me, was usually nothing else. So the question today will be, what are we reading, watching, doing, looking forward to? What is making us happy in our current hellscape?
Did you change that because I usually say nothing?
I did. I sure did.
You should have asked it. I've been reading.
What? Okay, great. Well, reading is luckily included.
Nikki, you can go first.
No, wait, I want to hear you.
Oh.
You said you should have asked reading, so I want to hear what you've been reading.
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Oh, good. That's right.
I finished it.
Yeah.
I finished it. Yeah, and I decided to restart all the Hunger Games. So until I had to pause the Hunger Games to marathon read this book, that's what I was reading.
Nice. Did you like it?
Yes. Sunrise on the Reaping? Yes.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
It's
Nikki,
on my
I'm not a hater.
to be read. What, did you read it and not like it, or did you not read it?
She just thinks I'm a hater.
Oh, I see.
She's a hater.
That is true, but apparently not on.
She's told me that the way I sound in all the episodes so far is that I hate everything.
Also in real life. Yeah.
I liked Sin Eater. Did you ever listen to that one, Nikki?
Yeah, I did. I just got done with that one yesterday on my run.
Did I sound like a hater?
Not as much.
You still sounded a little bit like a hater.
I gave that book such high regard.
You did, but you still, you just generally don't, you haven't like loved any of the books we've read really besides The Last Blue. You liked The Last Blue. And you were like ambivalent towards the last book that we read for the lost episode. But
Yeah, I was gonna say I did return to my hater ways, I guess, for the last book. But now it doesn't matter. It's a lost book.
it sure doesn't. Living with Peter Pan. Okay, so
He's dead.
Sunrise on the Reaping. You liked it.
Mm-hmm. Quite
Nikki,
good.
what have you been doing? What have you been liking, watching, looking forward to?
So I'm in school, so I don't have a ton of time to do stuff. But I just watched The Hunting Wives. Highly recommend. Very gay and very
What's it called?
interesting. The Hunting Wives.
The Hunting Wives?
Yeah, it's a TV show on Netflix that is like about these wives in Texas, and there's like it's like a mystery thriller type. It's kind of hard to explain. You have to watch it, but it's really good.
Interesting. Is it like fictionalized, or is it like a documentary type thing?
No, it's fiction.
Okay.
Based off of I don't know if it's a book or a series of books or based off of a novel.
I've never heard of it.
I haven't
really
either.
good.
It's a book and a show, so maybe we could do it one day because one of the things we want to do: read a book and watch the movie or the show.
What about you, Alex?
What have I been? I have been. Well, to be honest, I'm kind of sad because I have not been able to read a ton outside of this book, but we've been watching TV. We were getting caught up on a lot of stuff that we watched. So, like, we watch Reacher, and that on Amazon Prime, and we caught up with that. We were watching Big Mouth, and that just ended. We finished that. We got caught up on Bob's Burgers. And so now I'm kind of sad because I don't know what to watch on TV. So every time when we sit down to try and relax at the end of the day, we're like, what are we going to watch? So if anybody has any
1883 was really good.
Absolutely.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Is it? But it's just not my
So good.
I believe that it's good, but I don't believe I would like it.
I think it's more your vibe than you think.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's honestly, I started with that because it had already come out and I didn't watch Yellowstone, so I was like, I'll start with 1883. Hooked. Incredible story, incredible acting.
Better.
Everything about it was so good.
Is this the one? The one where the woman gets bit on the ass by a snake and dies?
Yeah. Yes.
Got it.
Yes. It's the
better
Oregon
than
Trail.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's trash.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but
I liked
it's
the
even
first,
better.
I don't know how many seasons in I got to Yellowstone, but it just got so tiring. I was exhausted. I think Beth got shot. What's his face? The head rancher guy. I don't remember his name. The guy that Beth is with. Rip. Yeah. He got shot. It was at like Beth's office, but I got to there and I said, all right, I'm tired of it. But did you watch 1923, Nikki?
I stopped in season 2 because I thought it was really repetitive and boring.
You didn't finish
Not
season
as good
2?
as 1883, no.
I just finished season 2 and it was trash.
Yeah.
It's Such a dumb ending. It was
Halfway through the
repetitive.
season, it was just not it.
Yeah. I finished it because I couldn't just not finish it because I was like, maybe it'll get better. It didn't get better. It didn't. It ended and I said, this was so dumb, and I just wasted like 3 days of my life binging it.
So I guess
Mad.
I have not had anything that's been making me happy. Other than I guess my children and my family, I love them, but I'm not like
Re-stealing your cord? Did that make you happy?
Yeah, my oldest child is running away with my microphone cord, which is why I'm recording with my AirPods today.
Life is hard.
What have I been? I guess I've been trying to get back into some like Attack on Titan. I want to rewatch Full Metal Alchemist. There's a few different like anime series I've been wanting to get into.
Hey.
But I'm
Full Metal.
Them because my wife is very afraid of them, so I have to
You
watch
already
by myself.
But you already finished Full Metal, didn't you?
I did finish Full Metal, but I am like craving a rewatch. I just finished my rewatch of Arcane, and so now I'm like I want to rewatch Full Metal. But
did you ever start Attack on Titan?
No.
Start Attack on Titan.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I think I could get Megan to watch Full Metal with me. I definitely cannot get her to watch Attack on Titan.
Oh, absolutely not. She will not watch Attack on Titan.
No.
For sure. Guaranteed.
I might be able to get her to watch Full Metal Alchemist because it's really good. The story's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Nikki,
not,
have you seen that?
Scary.
I was just about to call you guys nerds because I don't watch anime. I'm not an anime.
Listen.
I didn't even know what anime was for a long time.
Oh.
It's good.
Does that make you a nerd in the opposite effect?
No. What? No.
For just
Don't
lacking
call me
the
a
knowledge
nerd.
of what anime even is?
I know what it is now.
That I'm a nerd. My favorite thing to read right now is time traveling sci-fi series. I'm in my dad era so deep. Anna's in her submarine dad era where she's interested.
Not submarines.
But
it's mostly land warfare.
Great. So much better.
It's land and air. Thank you.
Great.
I know.
And westerns.
So,
I've entered that phase too.
No, I can't get into that.
You should move to Texas.
Not like old-timey westerns. No, I'm okay. I'm good. I'll skip that part of that era.
I want to watch Sinners, the movie Sinners, and that's kind of like a western theme.
Sinners.
Yeah.
I've not seen that one.
I haven't
Is that the new one?
Mm-hmm. With Michael B.
Is that Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, and Haley Steinfeld.
I've heard that's really good.
A couple other people.
Haley Steinfeld's in it?
Mm-hmm.
That's super funny. Her acting break was in True Grit, so she's going back to her roots.
She's in so much stuff. She was in Arcane. And
Yes, she was.
She was in something else I just watched, but I can't think of what it is right now.
Pitch Perfect.
She was in Pitch Perfect.
the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only series that matters.
The true talent.
Something else I just watched. It wasn't Pitch Perfect. I forget what it was, but anyway, yes, she's in that. All right, so we will go ahead and we'll jump in. So the book is Devolution, not Devolution.
Thank you.
You're welcome. By Max Brooks. It was published in 2020. It's relatively short at only 286 pages. What did you have to say, Anna?
It was a lot more recent than I realized. They started making references and I was like, these are new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was one reference where he talked about Elon Musk being not that bad of
a good guy.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
that did not.
Didn't age well.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yes, 2020. Wow, what a different world we were living in 2020, 5 years ago.
Yes.
We were in lockdown. Wild.
Were we?
Okay, so I have some fun facts about the book, the author, some general information about kind of the background of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever. So if you guys want to jump in, or if you have any other facts that you found or know, just feel free to jump in. So first of all, I was researching something today, and apparently there was a seismic storm at the beginning of July at Mount Rainier, which could indicate an impending eruption. So this book...
Nikki,
For those who don't
No,
know.
there's a tsunami going on right now. Well, that happened,
Yeah.
and it's like heading towards Washington State, but
Yeah,
I don't know about an eruption.
I thought it was related at first because I didn't look at the date, but yeah, so that tsunami is because of that huge earthquake that just happened in the Kamchatka region of Russia.
Yeah.
But this is, this happened way back in like July 8th or something it started. I guess it could all be related, right? Like the shifting of the tectonic plates or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scientists say there's no cause for concern at this time about Mount Rainier erupting, but there has been a lot of seismic activity around there. And
Didn't they say that in the book too?
Didn't they say that?
Actually, I don't think they said anything in the book.
I can't remember. I was trying to think back too about like Mount St. Helens when that erupted, but I do think that they were warning everyone about it being dangerous.
Well, because there's the U.S. Geological Survey, but I think in this book, because it was set in 2020 and there was a certain president sitting in the Oval Office, and I think it got gutted, and I think that's what this was saying. And so there was no warning that went out at all.
Well, and just like, yeah, it's so depressing because I thought this as I was reading, and they were like talking about how they lost a lot of funding or whatever for the USGS, and they had to fire a bunch of people. And I was like, we're in the same situation again. Like, how did we do this to ourselves again?
History repeats itself.
It really does, and we just simply do not learn from it. We just keep doing the same things over and over.
Well, Nikki, I guess we might get melted when we get there.
At this point, I'll take it.
Let it come.
Whatever. I've already prepared for Sasquatches. I'm definitely ready for
I was like
lava near me.
It made me excited, even more so, to be in Washington. Maybe not to get eaten, but
I'm gonna see one for sure. I'm gonna make myself see one.
That's pretty dope. I'm gonna make myself see one.
Just take hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I see something.
Okay, so some general trivia about the author. I looked up the author because I know he wrote World War Z, but I was trying to see what other things, which I've never read.
Oh.
I almost said written, but I was like, obviously I've not written it because it's not my
Read. Devolution. Mad about it.
I've never read World War Z or seen the movie, but I've heard that they're not like very, it's not a faithful adaptation. But I was doing some research on Max Brooks. Do you know whose child he is?
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
This blew my mind. I was like, he's Mel Brooks' son. Huh. He's a Nepo baby.
You know, I didn't know that, but his name
Who
is
else
Max.
do you think of?
It's the same number of letters.
Well, and Brooks, I mean, I feel like that's the first person I think of whenever I hear that name.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's Mel Brooks' son.
It's good.
Yeah, it is.
So, but that makes him a Nepo baby.
A Nepo baby. I also learned that he is a senior non-resident fellow at the War Institute at West Point. Does that mean anything to you, Nikki? Because it means nothing to me. I know what West Point is.
I don't know if that means anything to West Point. I don't know. I have no idea.
I made it up for him.
I wasn't a West Pointer. I don't know. Yeah. No, I mean, like, we had Richard Haig, or Dick Haig, as our senior writer, whatever. At
like
Thomas
a writer in
More.
residence?
Yeah, that's what he was to us. He was also my high school teacher. But so I know him, that we had that. Maybe. That's
I don't know. 'Cause, we did have like I don't know. That feels silly.
Yeah,
it feels silly.
I mean, it's West Point. They do silly things.
It says
but they're also supposed to be like prestigious.
They are. It says it's not a government entity. It just happens to be housed at
West Point?
No, West Point is a government entity. But
I was like, then who do they work for?
Who do they work for?
No one.
No.
Just free.
West Point is a government entity. The War Institute at West Point is not.
The War Institute. So that's for the dads to come study war?
No, yeah.
Is it for me?
No. You should go and see what happens.
I'll
I
learn
wonder if
so
they mean
much.
the war college. The war college is where like generals go to learn, but I'm not sure.
It says it's at the
Huh.
War Institute is what it's called, but it's just, I guess it's something that like essentially studies military strategy and develops new and innovative strategies for the future. Because apparently what he does there is he talks about ways to be creative in military strategy and ways to innovate in like new and interesting ways. That's his whole deal, which kind of, I guess, makes sense based on this book. And then I also would imagine World War Z, because that is, although it is a war against zombies, it's still war.
Yeah.
Seems like a good gig. Probably getting paid a lot.
Yeah. I mean, enough that he can also just, and he must have enough free time that he can also write books for fun.
Books.
On the side. Because
Many
God knows
books.
I do not have that kind of time.
Right. Jeez.
I don't know. That's kind of all I have on Max Brooks. So now we're going to kind of jump into Bigfoot. So, fair warning. I am not a cryptozoologist, and I don't think either of you are. So, like,
I would not claim to be.
we'll
No.
probably get some stuff wrong. Please don't at us. We'll do.
Or at us and give us fun facts.
Yeah, give us fun facts. Correct us nicely. But we might get some things wrong. So, my first question here is, where do we all stand on Bigfoot? What do we think about
He's
Bigfoot?
real.
He's real.
They are real.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mean, like, in the book, too, I think they are a species, and they are many. They are not one. I also think they're aliens.
Oh, no.
I knew that's where I was going to lose you, Nikki.
No.
Nikki, what do you think?
Done for. Oh, I think they're definitely real. They don't want to mess with us, you know. They're not trying to get these things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to FAFO.
Dude.
No.
Nah.
Dude.
Nah.
So I also think that they're probably real. I think it's just, I don't know, there's so much stuff out there, right? I believe in aliens. Who's to say that Bigfoot's not real? So I think they're probably
one
out
and the
there
same.
somewhere. It's all just, you know, things that we haven't discovered. It seems hard to believe that we would have never seen one or have better evidence of it, but, you know, they're
That's why
elusive.
they're
That's their whole
aliens.
thing. They're like,
Stealth.
yeah, they want to
Yeah,
evade.
they're stealthy. They want to invade us? Is that what you said?
Evade.
Oh, I was like, oh no.
Evade. The opposite of invade.
Oh no, they coming.
Oh Lord, they coming. No, they do not want to invade us. They want to evade us. So yeah, I mean, I think we're all of a similar mind. I think he's real, or they're real. Yeah, I don't think it's one Bigfoot running around all of North America. Like, that's wild. And
I have two
cool.
theories. They're either aliens, and that's why they can like jump around so fast and like be in all places at one time.
But wait, that is right up my alley. We've got some time traveling, some what's it called when you?
I think
spot to
they're
spot?
either an alien species, or they're like mountain lions. They're one of the most adaptable creatures. They can kind of live anywhere, and that's why you keep getting sightings. Is like there was a couple years ago that there were sightings in, according to the
I remember
Facebook.
that.
Do you remember that? And then they had another one in like Red River Gorge, and I was like, that's never happened before. And then they were gone, and then no one said anything again.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder
So.
now, because we've had black bear sightings here, I wonder now if what people were seeing was black bears in this area.
That was years ago, though.
Yeah, I guess that's
And I feel like there would have been a lot of coverage like there is now about the black bears that keep popping up.
yeah, I guess that's,
Because people are just like, black bears, and everyone's losing their minds.
yeah, that's true.
They're going nuts. People are like, legitimately like, am I allowed to bring my dogs outside? And it's like, yes, that one bear can't teleport.
Not gonna get your dog.
Unless they're
Sasquatch. And then they probably could. What if they're also shapeshifters?
So interesting you bring that up, because I was doing research on where did Bigfoot originate? Like, when was the first time we heard about Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
There are reported sightings as far back as the 1800s that have been like written down. But one of the theories, or one of the things that I was reading, is that people in some other areas of the world might say that they are like Wendigos or Rougarous, or that they're all like actually the same thing. And they're just called different things in different areas of the world. But it seems to me like...
But those all have different lore.
Right. Like Wendigos, Rougarous, they're different than Bigfoot. At least if you can believe the TV show Supernatural, they're not the same.
I do.
So
they're well researched.
Legit. Sure. So I don't believe that. Like, I believe that Bigfoot is Bigfoot. Rougarous.
Yeah, I think they're separate. Like, if we're going to say, because I am happy to exist in a world where all of that is real. Might make the world a little scarier, but I'm content to live like that. But Wendigos come from a completely different type of historical, like, manifestation. And so do Rougarous. So, like, no, I don't think they're the same. I think they're going to be separate entities. Mm-hmm. But I could get behind them being some type of shape-shifting animal, but I wouldn't say that they're Wendigos or anything like that.
Like a skinwalker or something. That was another thing that came up. So.
No, I think that's also a separate thing. I actually asked Mom about that because I was like talking about whistling, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you don't whistle in the woods at night out in Appalachia." Mm-hmm. And I was like,
Monongahela.
But like, yeah, for that failed trip. I guess we should probably tell them about that since that was the whole reason we picked Sin Eater in the first place.
No, I put it on the Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, that's true.
TLDR.
You put the train wreck on there.
Yeah, TLDR. We went to Monongahela, tried to do a backpacking trip. Didn't make it. Hiked 12 and a half miles one day and did not stay the night for lots of reasons. Yep. So, okay, so I looked a little bit more into the origin of Bigfoot, Sasquatch. They're different names. So the term Sasquatch actually comes from a Canadian First People word, and it was Americanized because the word was actually Saskies, and apparently that was too hard for us, so now we say Sasquatch.
So we made it harder?
I guess, yeah.
We added more?
Yeah, Saskies to Sasquatch. And then they're also called, obviously, Bigfoot, Yeti, or, I'm going to butcher this, please forgive me, Metokongmi. It's the wild man of the snow in Tibet. So Tibet has their own special name for them, probably because of all of the mountain ranges over there, because that's where... So
they don't also just say Yeti?
I guess not. I mean, maybe they do, and maybe Metokongmi is just the, like, native language word for it, you know? But different names for it, for different people, or different cultures. And I think one of the things that was interesting was that it kind of comes up in the book a little bit, but it's Bigfoot or Sasquatch are considered sacred to some of the West Coast First Nations people.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this.
I didn't either, but yeah. Are you talking about, like, what Yvette was saying?
Yeah, how she refers to them as Oma, which is specifically a Bigfoot-like creature described by the Hoopa people of Northern California.
I truly thought that, isn't Oma and Opa, isn't that also, like, German for grandma and grandpa?
Yeah, grandma and grandpa.
That's why I was like, Oma.
That's what I thought, too, until I Googled it, because I was like, yeah, Oma, grandma. We were going to do a Mad Lib style synopsis, but I think we're going to forego that because it takes a little bit of time and we're gonna run out of time on our recording today.
Yay.
So we will just say that we will obviously be discussing spoilers, as we've already kind of done, so sorry about that. There are some trigger warnings that I have, which are trigger warnings for gore, references to war, and the aftermaths of that, violence. Any other, like, big trigger warnings? I thought those were kind of enough.
I feel like that kind of encompasses it.
Evolutionary animal harm, but that's evolutionary.
Yeah, that's true. Animal harm. Okay. So the synopsis for this book, as I usually read them after we do it, is: as the ash and chaos from Mount Rainier's eruption swirled and finally settled, the story of the Green Loop massacre has passed unnoticed, unexamined until now. But the journals of resident Kate Holland, recovered from the town's bloody wreckage, capture a tale too harrowing and too earth-shattering in its implications to be forgotten. In these pages, Max Brooks brings Kate's extraordinary account to light for the first time, faithfully reproducing her words alongside his own extensive investigations into the massacre and the legendary beasts behind it. Kate is a tale of unexpected strength and resilience, of humanity's defiance in the face of a terrible predator's gaze, and inevitably of savagery and death. Yet it is also more than that. Because if what Kate Holland saw in those days is real, then we must accept the impossible. We must accept that the creature known as Bigfoot walks among us, and that it is a beast of terrible strength and ferocity. Part survival narrative, part bloody horror tale, part scientific journey into the boundaries between truth and fiction. This is a Bigfoot story as only Max Brooks could chronicle it, and like none you've ever read before. So we will be, as I'm sure you have guessed, talking about Bigfoot. I guess let's go ahead and jump into what we thought about the book. Nikki, you can start because you picked the book, and I'm guessing you liked it if you picked it. So tell me a little bit about your general thoughts on it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think that the characters have a lot of development throughout the book, and even going back, not even like thought development, but like some of them go back to like primitive ways of thinking and saying, like
they devolve,
coming up with they come up with specific things that help them survive and things like that. So, and I don't know, I thought the characters are all fantastic, other than the stupid guy, Tony.
Tony's trash.
Tony sucks.
Yes, I have thoughts that I will bring up at some point because, yes, it's a whole thing. So we'll talk about it in a second because I could derail this whole conversation about it. Okay, Anna, what did you think? Go ahead, Nikki, sorry.
I did think like the book was going to start out more of like a culty experience when I first picked it up. And I was like, I had just watched Midsummer, so I was very cult, like it's going to be culty, and then it ended up being not. Well, it kind of hints.
Kind of, but because they had to be. Yeah.
I also wrote down as I was reading. I wrote down in the margins, like, is this a cult? Like,
I think it was like, I think they wanted it to be Tony, and by they I mean Tony and Yvette.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's not a cult as hard as they tried to make it be.
Yeah, so they definitely have some of the like cult leader vibes, like a charismatic leader who has these really like lofty ideas and goals, and his very also kind of, you know, beautiful wife who has all of these, and the fact that she was like a
model
and a model and into like what should you call it,
like a lifestyle coach.
Yeah, right. They're like self-help people. I'm like, this is a cult, right? That's what we're getting into.
Yeah,
but no, not really.
I think had they been allowed to get past this, if Mount Rainier had not exploded, I think maybe they would have tried to make it more of a cult.
I think it would have been
They didn't get the chance.
I think it would have been hard to, true. But I think it would have been hard to make it more of a cult because it was so exclusive. You had to be wealthy, and you had to be drawn to like that specific lifestyle. A lot of the time, cults have to be accessible, which is why they're all always living in squalor, because they can't afford to like live well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could have been a cult. There are cults that are like, you know, richer, but I think it would have been hard to be.
Oh no.
Not me.
Zach, cut that out. They're gonna come for us. Nikki,
Okay, Anna, what were your general thoughts on the book?
I liked it a lot. I agree with Nikki. I think the characters were actually really well developed, and I liked the way the characterization changed in Side of Tragedy. I think it was cool. It was nice. good story. I wish it had ended differently, but I actually really like the ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I'm a fan of an ambiguous ending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's unambiguous in the fact that we know that everyone but Kate and Palomino died.
Yeah.
But we don't really know where they are, right? And I kind of like that.
I caught myself wishing for a sequel, but then I think I would actually be mad if they made a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately.
I would be surprised for this to be like a screenplay one day.
Yeah.
It
I would
currently.
Is it?
Oh, it is?
I would actually love that. I think this would be incredible on screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to do on screen for this. I would love that.
Yeah, and I wonder because one of the things I read a lot about was Max Brooks learned his lesson with World War Z, where they, again, I've not read the book or seen the movie, but apparently the movie is like not a good retelling of the book in any way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess. And so I have a feeling that the movie, whatever, if this does end up being a movie, then it will be a better retelling, a more faithful adaptation.
Hopefully. I guess it depends on who you sell the rights to.
Yeah.
And what their intent is. Because I know with, like, Harry Potter, I know J.K. Rowling is, like, a trash person, but she was, like, really hands-on with the films. And that's why the movies ended up being so good. Even though there were things that didn't make it from the book into the films, they were still, like, a faithful rendition.
Yeah.
But I wonder how hands-on he was when World War Z made it to screen.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it was like a George Lucas Star Wars holiday special situation where he was like, sure, just do whatever you want. And then it was terrible.
And everyone said, you're not going to do that again, right?
Yeah. And he said, oh, this is why I am now super controlling in every movie I'm involved in.
Yes. But good for him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I also liked the book. I will say it's interesting that you guys brought up the character development. I did like the character development. I think it was to me, it felt very rushed. It felt like it happened really quickly, but I think that could be partly because the events were happening so fast and they had to adapt so fast in the book.
Yeah.
But it could also be because I listened to it almost all in one day. So it could have just been like a matter of like perspective.
Yeah.
I did listen to it so quickly.
I think it's like 100 pages before they see Sasquatch. So I think there's significant amount of like development before then.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets quick.
And I think
I do find it.
It's like that last bit where it's pretty quick and things happen really, really quickly. I will say, out of all of them, I loved Dan. I loved his character development from like kind of like the slothful husband who had kind of been the one thing Moster says was fragile princes are nothing new or whatever, talking about Dan and how he like had one mishap and can't get back on his feet,
just couldn't pick himself back up.
To like being a totally different person at the end of the book. I did like that a lot.
I also like that. I was sad at his death. I think that out of all the characters, I was actually really rooting for him to live. I was also, and I knew she was going to die because she'd been such the ringleader and the one really rallying everybody, but I knew Mostar was going to die.
Yeah.
But I really, really liked her.
She's
I was
great.
sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where she was from, like the whole
Bosnia.
book.
Oh,
Yeah, well, Serbia. Oh, I got
No.
Serbia.
No, it was the siege of, so Bosnia, I don't know if you guys remember in the 90s when the Croatians and the Serbians attacked Bosnia and there was like the whole siege of Sarajevo and Mostar. Mostar's a city in Bosnia.
In Bosnia, yeah.
Okay.
I saw
But that was during the siege and a lot of the cities were cut off from supplies and became a war zone. So when I went to Sarajevo, there's still a lot of those scars from the war.
Interesting. Because at one point I searched the words he was saying. I put them in Google Translate, and it came back as Croatian. So
They are all...
Serbian. I did the same thing.
The thing I learned from Nikki, I don't know if you remember Anel from Thomas More. He was Bosnian, and that's one thing I learned from him is that all of those languages are basically a dialect of the same. So they could come up similarly, but it's just the dialect that's slightly different.
Gotcha. Because I listened to it, and to me it sounded Russian. And I was like, oh, it's too...
Yeah.
But interesting. Okay.
I think the only country there, though, in the Balkans that still, like, because it's all Slavic, but Russia and I think it's Serbia, they're the only two that still use Cyrillic. The other ones use, like, what's ours?
Cyrillic.
Non-Cyrillic.
That's the word I was trying to find the other day.
But the writing was not in Cyrillic.
Yeah, no, it was in, not that.
It was just accented.
Uh-huh.
What is ours? Arabic? That's numbers.
You would be the one to know this.
English. That's all I have.
It's not Cyrillic. I know that.
Non-Cyrillic language.
It's Latin-based?
Latinized language.
Yeah.
That's all I got. But yeah, it's just accented. But yeah, she was Bosnian.
Interesting.
And everything she was referencing, I think, was during the war in the 90s. Yeah.
Neat. I was trying to figure that out, and I was like, maybe it was during the like Croatian War for Independence, but that would make sense, especially if her name is literally like ripped from a town.
Well, and at the very end, it even says that there was an interview with her, and it said, "Oh, you're choosing to," like, she basically renamed herself after the city. It's like at the very, very end. I'd have to find it.
It's the interview, because one of the quotes I have that I was debating on talking about was from that interview. So I remember what you're talking about.
So sad.
I listened to it. I guess I missed that part.
But yeah, she was definitely Bosnian. And that's the only war relatively recently, because Serbs and Croatians, I think they're Croats, I can't remember, but they were both equally against the Bosnians, because Bosnians are predominantly Muslim.
That's
Croatians.
She was Muslim.
She was praying with
Palomino.
Nice subtle nod to it. But yeah, it's a Muslim country, and Croatians are Catholic mostly, and Serbians are Orthodox. They have a thing called the Orthodox Brotherhood, from what I see, and they sell like merch when I was in Serbia, because I went to Belgrade, and it's the Greeks, because there's Greek Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, and Serbian Orthodox. And they all hated the Muslims.
Well, I am so glad that you learned that, because that was one of the things I wanted to ask was, did you, because I realized that this was in the Balkans, because Kate says it, but I couldn't figure out, I thought it was Croatia, so I was going to ask you if you had any insight into that from when you visited over there. That's interesting. Bosnia.
Also, shout out to Anel, because he's part of the reason I even went, because he got me interested in it. We would study for criminal justice, and he would put on, like, Croatian rap while we were studying.
That's fun. Okay, the other thing about this book was it reminded me of this podcast that you guys probably never heard of, because it's kind of old. It started, I don't know, way back in kind of the infancy of podcasts. But there's this fictionalized podcast called We're Alive. It's a zombie survival podcast, and it is so good. The themes are very similar. Like, some of the things that happen in this book, I was like, literally beat for beat, this happens in the podcast too, because they're just like survival tales, right? And people will probably do the same things in survival situations. So it just made me want to listen to it again. I was like, man, that's a good podcast, and this really reminded me of it. Okay, any other general thoughts on the book?
No. Nikki, I'm not a hater. I really liked it.
Yeah, I also really liked it. We'll see, your hater ways can return.
I could evolve. I could devolve.
I really liked it.
1
out of 5. 1 out of 5 rating.
I'm going to give it negative. It was really great. Honestly, -1 stars.
A 1 for you might actually be really good.
Honestly.
I swear.
Say, in here, this is one of it's competing with The Last Blue for my favorite book we've read so far. I don't know which one I like better. They're so different that, like, it's hard to say which one I liked better. But I was listening to this one at work, and some of the scenes when, especially towards the end in that last big battle, where they're, like, describing some of the people being ripped apart, I was working, like...
Yeah.
I was happy when Yvette got ripped apart. I was like,
fuck that bitch.
Yes, and Tony.
I felt kind of bad for her. I felt kind of bad for her, because Tony straight up tried to leave her.
Yeah, and
He
Tony
did,
was
which,
in
like-
his Tesla, and the
Yeah.
Sasquatch just grabbed him out. Like, yeah,
And then
That's-
broke his
that's
leg
not a
before he
nod.
finally died.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nod to technology right there. Like, bye bye.
Yep. Yeah, fuck that guy. And fuck her.
They both
Did
suck.
she just, like, not get off her elliptical? Did she just run forever? Is that what happened?
It seems like it. Like,
Like,
Because every
he just
time
laid in filth, and she was just running?
because every
I
time Kate
originally
looked at
thought
her,
he
she said she
killed
would do it.
her.
I thought that
I
too.
thought that
I
too!
was like, oh my god, did he kill her and just leave her elliptical on or whatever?
That's what I thought.
Like, to make people think?
I thought maybe they had both. I was either he killed her.
Yeah.
He's like rigged it so people think that she's still alive, or they've both left and they rigged it.
That was the other
Yeah.
thing, too. I wasn't sure if it was going to be... When Tony came to the door is when I was like, oh shit, she's dead. But then, before that, until they were... Like, he actually opened the door, I thought that they had also found some way to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And just leave everyone else behind. Either way, they were trash. So...
Okay, so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about was in the book, it really, Tony and Yvette were like essentially influencers, right? And so it's the perception of, like the perception that we have of these influencers as being like the person that we want to be, and that's who we should follow, and who we aspire to be, and those are the powerful people, and how skewed that view is, and how quickly that like facade can crumble in the face of any adversity, because yeah, Tony, and especially Tony, just like the moment something goes wrong, he's like, well...
He shuts down immediately.
Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, forgets how to speak.
Yeah. Yvette, to her credit, does not. She does, like, try to, like, maintain the situation, but...
Yeah, not immediately. It's when Mastar, like, when she challenges her.
Yeah.
But I also think Yvette was just selfish because I fully believe that when she was challenging for dominance over the group with Mastar, like it was a pissing match. But she also, I think, wanted to take the spear because she had no intention of doing anything to better their situation. She just wanted to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad person.
And that's like what they, at the end of the day, that's what they wanted, right? Like in some ways they wanted to be everyone to be famous. They wanted to become the next, like, brand of people who have started the new wave of, like, green environmental living and whatever.
Yeah.
And, I mean, in theory, it is a really good...
model.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was paved with good intentions, but, like, instantly... I say that, I would say instantly it crumbles, but it kind of doesn't. Because they still had heat, they still had electricity, they still had water. Like, had the houses not continued to run when they got cut off after the eruption, they would have perished immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I think in the book, it's in one of the interviews with the, like, park supervisor or whatever, I think named Christine Sell.
Mm-hmm.
He says that, like, we believe that we can conquer nature because we think we understand it, but like ultimately nature will always triumph because we are still part of the food chain, regardless of how we feel about it. Like we are. The only reason that we live the way we do is because we just happen to have big brains and
and thumbs.
And other animals don't. So they don't have both. They have one or the other, but they don't have a brain and
they can only have one. But where did that go? Because I literally, it's not the quote that I think I'm like fully picking, but it was a quote that I wanted. Oh, Jesus. But now it's gone.
I have my bookmarked, so we'll talk about it when we get to that section.
Yeah, don't steal my quote.
It's gone now.
What'd you say?
But it was a good quote.
Don't steal my quote.
What if we all have the same quote?
Oh,
We'll have to see.
that'd be fun.
Read it at the same time.
Read it all together. I actually kind of want to do that.
And to see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe we could all say the page. What page? Do we know what page our quotes are on?
Hard no.
Mine's
Because
126.
as I was reading,
yours is 126.
Do you have the or the hardback version, Nikki?
No, I have the paper.
I wonder if it's different. But mine is 245, so I don't think that they would be the same.
Yeah.
I don't know mine.
She's just going to pick a random page and read something.
That's actually what I did with Sin Eater, just because I remembered the section of the book it was in, and I just flipped to it until I found it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so at least Nikki and I don't have the same quote. Anna and me and Anna and Nikki still up in the air. The other thing I wanted to talk about that was really stuck out, and it's probably because this also was a theme in the last book that is the lost episode, was like social contracts. Because they talk a lot about that here, is essentially how those fit based on context and situation. And maybe I'm crazy and maybe it's just my anxiety, but I actually think about social contracts a lot because I think about how every night when I lock my door, the only thing that's keeping people from breaking in through my window is the social contract and the social expectation and the desire to keep the world from just like descending into anarchy and the fear of consequences. Like we have this social contract that you're not going to break in through my window, and that's what's keeping people out of my house. And that's why it's always so shocking when like BTK breaks in through windows or whatever, right? Like it's just not something that people do.
Yeah.
So I think about these a lot.
I actually quite literally don't think about it, but I thought about it recently, more recently because of the bystander effect. And so Tooth and Claw has a 3-part series that they're coming out with right now on the USS Indianapolis. And it was talking about how the USS Indianapolis did send out a distress signal as this ship was sinking. And they saw that it like successfully went through. And like 5 different entities received the signal and sent no one out.
And this is a shark ship. USS Indianapolis.
This is the shark ship. Yeah, where it sinks and then they all get eaten by sharks. Yeah. And they were in the water for 5 days. But there were multiple entities that received that distress signal and they just said, eh.
That was way longer than Rose and Jack.
I know. Well, she had that door for like a whole day. Jack had it for 2 seconds before she kicked his ass off.
Damn door.
Damn Rose. They both could fit. That was a big ass door. That was like one of the grand doors. And then he sank away.
But yeah, I think about
Leo.
Contracts a lot, and how in the book I know they talk about them in the context of like, well, now it's in our like we have to keep each other alive, right? Like we're a village.
Yeah.
How
take care of each other, give and take.
Right. So I don't think
I like that though, because I think Mostar like really actually made it a functioning community still. I think had she not started it out when Dan was just willing to agree to be helpful, to be nice, because he was just excited to be useful again, she said, what are you going to do for him? She started that right off the bat, and I think that actually made it a more functioning community because of that.
So I have more themes and stuff that I can talk about, but does anybody have a theme that they specifically, or something they want to talk about specifically with the book?
The main 2 that I just put down were just survival and community.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess not specifically yes and no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I think it relates to, right, like the social contract of keeping everybody alive, of living in a village and making sure that the village survives.
Right.
The other one of the ones that I really thought of, especially as we get further in the book, Nikki, you kind of mentioned it, like everybody starts to go back to some more, like, we kind of revert to our lizard brains there at the end of the book, right? Like, it's just survival.
Yeah.
And I think the theme there is that humans are still just animals, right? And, like, we're still just trying to survive, and when we're put in those situations, like, we're not in this super hoity-toity, eco-conscious community where everybody is super smart and like has books that are written and they're all like, you know, PhD level people. It doesn't take long for them to suddenly start crafting spears, and people who were like, no, we can't hurt an animal are suddenly like eating spears at Bigfoot.
Oh no, she did nothing.
What?
Bobby was the only vegan.
Oh,
Her and her husband, he dies. She, I don't think, did shit other than almost get Carmen, Effie, and Palomino killed.
Yeah,
until Carmen punched her in the face.
Probably Carmen and Effie also had similar ideals.
Yeah.
Were they also vegan?
I got that. Well, no.
I thought it was just Bobby and Vincent, and it mentioned that they only became vegan mostly because of his cancer.
They did mention that, but they're all living in a community, a super small, super close-knit community. So, like, you would have to imagine that they would all feel similarly for the community to work, right? Otherwise, there's too much strife in a village that size, right? So, like, I think that they probably all felt the same until all of a sudden it was like, oh, the option now is us or them. And I'm going to pick us to survive.
I feel like Carmen expressed that she was very animal. Liked animals. Like, didn't want to hurt them or anything like that.
But yeah, I think you're right that, like, at some point or another, most of them expressed some sort of hesitance to hurt the local wildlife.
But I think that was more... I think that was more out of ignorance than it really was. Bobby was the only one that I think that was like, no animals, because she even expressed that she thought bear spray was inhumane, which it's not. I think it was ignorance, because they were even like immediately when the thumping started, they were like, they want to communicate because they're so dumb. Ugh.
So who was that?
And I was like,
Vincent. That was Vincent.
They suck.
Well, Vincent, we know why he was the first one to...
He's the first one that said, I'm going to separate from the pack and go out on my own.
Well, and he's
actually the second.
Thump, 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 wave, wave, wave. Like, we're friendly,
but
you throwing...
That was him and Reinhold. Yeah. They were, like, in cahoots.
Reinhardt?
Yeah.
Reinhardt. Mm-hmm. They were the ones that were doing it, and they were the ones who were the most hoity-toity, and I think that was more arrogance than it was actually wanting to, like, preserve them. I think that was them trying to act superior.
That's how I thought Tony would be, but then he wasn't at all.
He just became an absolute shell of a person immediately.
Coward.
Like, truly coward. I think it's crazy that they didn't even come out to be a part of the community at all.
I know, that's
like,
why I was
at no point.
They just, like, did not engage at all. I was surprised when Tony opened the door. I'm like, I really thought that they had somehow booked it up.
Well, and, like, what was the point? So they've been mostly just not checking on them, just kind of going to the door, listening to the elliptical zzz, or whatever it was doing, just her running. But, like, why, when they realized, when they've been ignoring them all this time, through the rock throwing, through the other attack, and now, for some reason, this attack, we're all going to go centralize ourselves and try to save these two people that have not given a shit about us, and we've not been giving a shit about. But now we're going to go try to, like, get them into the community house? What was the point of that?
Probably the morality of it.
Just trying to be good people?
Yeah. I mean, I think Tony kind of maybe thought that it was maybe his fault that all of this happened, because he made this community. He obviously didn't put in measures that were good enough to sustain life for significant time. So maybe he just felt upset, and I think the community just wanted them to be a part of it, because more people, if they can actually get them behind them, the more people, the better.
Strength in numbers.
For other people too, you can just use them as a shield or whatever.
That's true. That's kind of what they did. That is kind of what happened.
But I do think it goes back to your theme of community too, right? Like, in a community that small, in a group of people that small, like, you are living in a village, right? And you don't want to leave someone behind, especially someone who you do care about. Like, they were friends before all of this happened. And they had checked on them a few times throughout the book. They just never got an answer. Kate had gone over there a few times, knocked on the door, didn't hear anything, no one was responding. So they figured as long as they were still hearing the zzz of the ellipticals and
right. But I guess what I'm saying though is they had that like first or second bombardment of the rocks, and Mostar was literally like, "Don't even go over. Don't even check on them." And it's like they could have easily been killed in that attack. Like it could have just bad luck gone through one of the windows and landed on the couch that Tony was wallowing on. Like, but now all of a sudden they've come into the community. Reinhardt is now been killed. Now they're like, oh, we'll check on him now. And now it's like really important that they come with us. I don't know why it was like that was more important than the last time. You would think it would have been equally as important each time.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. I think it is just kind of like part of it is narrative convenience because they're in the end game. And so like we've got to gather everyone for the last stand, which also could have been, like you said, like just making sure that we have strength in numbers and all right, some of you are just going to be a human shield and that's just going to be what it is because, you know, Tony and Yvette weren't going to do anything. Yvette was like a skeleton. So withdrawn.
I think they had two of the more horrific deaths too.
Reinhold.
That scene. Yeah. That scene. Because you see the aftermath of Reinhardt's and you only see the aftermath of, well, I guess you hear what's his face?
Vincent.
Yeah,
Vincent.
Victor? Vincent?
The one that they kept the head of.
Yeah, in the freezer.
I thought they were going to eat his head.
I thought that too. Also, I was like,
I thought it was maybe cannibalism.
We're going to devolve into cannibalism too. Let's do it.
They mostly Mustar. She would have done that.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, if we're ever together and I die and your only option to survive is to eat me, you have my permission.
Yeah, absolutely.
No hard feelings.
I mean, don't kill me to eat me, but if I happen to die, I'm free game.
Right. Who cares? I'm dead. I don't need it.
I'm not using that body anymore.
Yep.
If it means you guys might live, have at it. My thighs be thick, use them.
By me. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Any other themes? I have questions, a couple questions too, although we already answered one of them. But
I think
go ahead.
I said I think I'm skipping around because I already asked my question.
I know, I'm skipping around too.
Yeah.
That's all good. So yeah, one of the questions I had was, what, if anything, does Sasquatch represent? Are we just assuming that this book is totally straightforward and there's no allegory to it? Or do you think the author is trying to say something more or bigger with this story?
I think, yeah, for sure. I think it has to do with like technology overrunning our planet and like getting too far deep into it and things like that. I think he had references that kind of made it so that like maybe we need to be not necessarily be on the lookout or prepped for something like that, but like know that AI isn't the end all be all and like our computers are only so much and that we like sometimes we'll need to go back to those like primitive ways or at least think about like what could happen.
I think that goes back to the quote we were talking about from the park ranger, because I finally found it. It says they all want to live in harmony with nature before some of them realize too late that nature is anything but harmonious.
Can you get the fuck out of here, because that's my quote.
Dang.
That's literally.
That was also a quote
dang.
that I had highlighted too, but I decided not to.
That wasn't the one you were going to read, though? Oh, well, Alex and I might have been in unison had we done it all at the same time.
Should have.
Unrelated, but still in the same vein of what you're saying. Do you think that Max Brooks is a prepper?
Yeah.
You think so?
I read World War Z. I mean, I feel like I've never seen it or read it, but I feel like it's probably
like it's zombies.
Similar.
It's obviously cataclysmic.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be a prepper in these times.
In these times.
Yeah.
In this economy.
But I don't have the money to be a prepper, so I'll just die.
Nor do I.
If it happens, I guess.
I'm just going to try to, like, leech onto somebody else.
Yeah.
who's
Honestly,
better at prepping than me.
I think we are better prepared than a lot of other people. Like,
That's
we
true.
have experience, like, whether, I mean, you and I backpack, Anna, Nikki, you're in the military. Like, I think we have better knowledge and gear than a lot of other people. Like,
Yeah, but if I can't poop in my hole, I'm leaving a trail.
who cares? Who cares about that?
They might track me.
They can tell
That's
them by your
true.
digged up dirt.
Ah.
Yeah, that's true. You're leaving your
That's
scent
true.
everywhere. The poop is just extra.
Oh, that's fair.
But yeah,
I feel better about not.
too was like in this. They were like, no one has a good knife. No one has a like hammer.
No one's got a freaking hammer.
I'm
No
like,
one has tools.
no
There
one
were no
here
medical
has.
supplies either. Like,
Right,
they
like,
had a
no,
heart
like,
attack.
what?
They had nothing to even help.
No one came with some.
Do we think-
vaccination? Like what?
Do we think that was a heart attack, or do we think that was a panic attack?
I think he had AFib. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I mean, he was fat.
I
Well,
thought
he
it
was-
was heart.
He said he was sick as a kid, and I was thinking, oh, he probably had rheumatic heart disease and maybe had AFib, and that was maybe the stress may have caused him to have
Maybe.
AFib. Yeah.
I thought that too.
That's
I didn't
fair.
think it was a panic attack, although a panic attack would be totally valid in those in that instance.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do think it was something with his heart.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of thought like maybe he was gonna sacrifice himself or something because he knew he was having heart problems. Like maybe he knew he wasn't long for the world. I wasn't sure if that's
And maybe that's why he kicked Kate out.
yeah. I thought maybe that's where it was going, or he was gonna die by suicide. I wasn't sure which of those two was gonna happen, but I didn't expect what happened to happen.
Yeah.
That was
I know that Kate was not angry when she started finding his like hidden food stashes, but I was immediately upset at him for hiding food. So when he died, I was like, you're kind of a pussy, so.
in some ways I get it now. Like, although I don't hide food because like I need food, I hide food, although I do need food, obviously. But like
No.
I hide food that way my toddler doesn't find it. Because if you put
Okay, but that's an entirely different situation.
but like I'm hiding food and half the time I don't remember that I've done it and then I'll
Okay, you're hiding food because Reese is a monster. You're not hiding food because you don't want to share your calories during a ration.
I'm hiding food because I don't want to share my calories with my toddler.
That's fine. He eats enough calories. He could eat the entire house, and it would just be what it is because he's hungry. He eats so much. He's fine.
Burp and be like, "Can I have more?"
I need more, please. He's not even hungry, and he'll hold his hand out.
That's true. That's true.
Good for him.
But that's just because he's,
Right.
No, he's doing great.
He's
But
he's growing.
that is a different situation. He did not want them to be included because he wanted that stuff for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had already started trying to pool their resources for the good of the community, and he was still holding that back. I was like, you know what? I don't like you at all.
Yeah.
So when he died, I said, he was fat and he was in the way anyway.
I did not feel that way. Your hater ways have returned.
Yeah.
I'm a hater for him. I didn't like him.
Yeah, I did
He
not feel
seemed
that
like a
way.
genuinely okay person, but but then during a time when there is a lack of food and you know that everyone else is including all of their food and you're squirreling it away just to be selfish,
He brought the
and
ice
you
cream
have the
out.
most fat stores,
Did bring the ice cream out.
He brought the ice cream for them.
it was for himself.
I mean, probably true, but
He said it.
still, like, I do think that it's human nature for people who have never, at one point I think kind of says it, it's human nature for people who have never had to experience any type of deprivation to essentially do anything they can to avoid it. He especially has never experienced any type of food deprivation.
I mean, no, but then we look at that one little flashback about like his sister, and they came from a family that not his dad, but his grandparents were they died in the Holocaust. So it's like, I mean, not necessarily. He didn't live through it, but he saw the ramifications of a society that falls apart that way. And he still held food back.
Did we not just talk about this, 45 minutes, though? Again,
I don't care. Fuck him.
She's a hater.
She's a hater. Because, we just talked about how we don't learn from our mistakes. We just did this whole shenanigans with letting everybody go from the U.S. Geological Survey 4 years ago, and we're doing it again. And then they're like, oh, there was a huge flood in Texas. Who could have foreseen it? You know who could have? The National Weather Service and the USGS. That too. But they don't work here anymore.
They all got fired. Did you hear what that actual problem was? Yeah. Is that there was a regional, it was NOAA. They still had a regional forecaster that sent out the alert that sends it out to the local areas, the local weathercasters, but because the local NOAA expert was gone, there was no one to receive the alert. So it got sent out, but there was no one to send it to that actual locality.
That sucks. That's awful.
Yeah, it's stupid. Great.
So let's move on to quotes. So apparently Anna and I picked out the same quote. Nikki, what quote did you pick?
So I picked, this is also an interview with Josephine Schell, and she's talking about how they this is looking back on it, but how they didn't find anything, any remains or anything from the community or whatever. And then she just goes, point is, public skepticism dissuades qualified experts from searching for physical evidence, and lack of physical evidence only fuels public skepticism. And I liked this because I think it's very relevant today, especially with all of the anti-vaxxers. And not actually listening to qualified experts, but kind of just dismissing anything that medical professionals or professionals degrees way higher than us think.
Yeah.
And not looking at the science. And so I like that.
Yeah. I think, so I do like that. I think one of the things I didn't like about the book, although I did, like I said, I did like the book, but another thing I didn't like, and it's a theme I've sensed a lot in things, is it happens in Arcane, which is another reason why I've been thinking about it. It happened in this book. It happened in another thing I was reading. It's science and technology and progress phobic, which I don't necessarily like, because it does there's a problem with people not listening to experts because they are afraid of science, because they don't understand it. And a lot of what is depicted in media is that it's scary and it can be dangerous and whatever. They are making viruses that then people get and they die because they get released. So that is something that I didn't love about the book, is it is, I think, just another instance of scaring people with a technologically advanced society, this little community. But I definitely see the point of that quote too, is that it's, if you have to listen to the people who know what they're talking about.
Right.
Know everything.
Should go without saying.
I mean, I think the one that you and I talked about originally, for me, it's on page 245. I have the hardback version. But again, it's in that interview with Josephine Schell.
What if you pick the same one?
No, it's the same one we talked about earlier. What?
I was going to say, what if you pick the same one that I'm going to pick out new?
I'm not. It's the same one we just talked about, you and me.
Okay.
I just thought it was funny because it's talking about how the ecotourism, nature's pure, nature's real. And then I also read an article today about how national parks are having a huge overcrowding problem. And it's about how everyone wants to live in harmony with nature, but before some of them realize too late that nature is anything but harmonious. It just, it just makes me think that a lot of people go out into nature, and she says it. She's more people get injured from bison or whatever because they're trying to ride them. And I'm literally, I 100% believe that, because when you camped at, was it Teton, Anna, and those people next to you were just cooking at their camp and eating, and
it was Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
I mean, you can cooking stuff at your camp there, especially there, but like they weren't cleaning up.
Yeah.
They were, and like one of the things you're not supposed to do is like brush your teeth and spit it out in your vicinity because it has a very strong scent. You're encouraged to use the bathroom and spit it out in the sink because that contains that scent. But yeah, Zach and I were like, we're going to be so mad if we end up with a bear in our sight because of them.
It's people who don't know.
Don't know it.
Who don't know how to be outside appropriately. And, you know, it just is hard for them to appropriately interact with nature and make sure that they aren't, like, gonna die sometimes.
Well, and that, like, is in the book, and it was, like, it was upsetting because one of their first thoughts was for the compost bin, oh, well, let's just give them the food. And Mostar was like, does that not attract them and bring them here and then make them reliant on you? And everyone's like, no, they'll be satiated with this. This'll fix it. And it's like, it's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. I immediately thought of
Night of the Grizzlies when that.
Yes.
I was like,
That's exactly what they were doing. It was just the food dumps like they had in Yellowstone back in the day.
Yeah. I think we've domesticated too many animals. And we're so used to like, oh, little dog, little cat. They're so cute. They're not going to
We peeked at the dog and we just can't stop.
Yeah.
Technically, cats are partially domesticated. They're not full domesticated.
Sure. My cat actually would disagree with him. He's not domesticated.
Miller.
He's feral.
Yakko would too.
I'm feral. But no, that's a good point because so many people, and again, they say it in the book, like for the example with the pumas in Boulder, people don't know that like you shouldn't approach wild animals. Some people don't. Some people do. But, like, some people don't understand that you shouldn't go up and try and pet a bobcat or whatever. Like, yeah, they're elusive and shy, but, like, yeah, kitty. Like, he's a little gross bear. Not pet that dog. Like,
can't pet that dog.
No, you can't. You can't pet that dog.
This is how Harambe died, okay?
Literally.
Not literally. R.I.P. Harambe.
Died for our sins.
All right, Anna, do you have a quote?
Yeah, I found the other one. Hold on. It's like on the nose, but I still think it's a good quote. According to Darwin's Origin of Species, it is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. It is not the strongest that survives, but the species that survives is the one that is best able to adapt and adjust to the changing environment in which it finds itself. Very on the nose, but still a good quote.
Yeah.
And you see that because Kate is clearly not the strongest, but she adapted the most. And Palomino.
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Dan did too, which is why I was really rooting for Dan.
I know. I was rooting for Dan. I do love this stuff. This is part of the reason why I chose to get my degree in biology, because I just love the theories of natural selection and evolution and everything are so interesting to me. That and just the genetics and everything behind it is so cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Nerd.
I remember reading a quote too and being like, maybe I should pick that one.
Nikki, your degree is similar.
Aren't you?
Because did you end up with a double?
We literally have the same degree.
Let's jump into some general closing thoughts. So at the end of every book, we rate spice level, funny level, sad level. If it's a horror book, we also do, I forget what we called it, scary level or something. How scary was it?
Sure.
And then we'll rate the book in general. So spice level from 1 to 5. How spicy was this book?
None.
0.
Yeah. 0
I don't even think there was like a hint at it.
There was one hint at it. One hint after.
What, when she was crushing on Tony?
No. Kate and Dan after one instance. And
I know what you're talking about.
Saying that they had sex for the first time in a long time. But I don't remember where it was. And it was so vague that it was
so quick.
Yeah.
Quickie.
Yep. So yeah,
good for them.
0.
I mean, they had to.
Yeah.
1.
0.
Sure.
Funny. How funny was it?
None.
2.
Where?
I thought her inner dialogue was very funny. I caught myself giggling because, like, the way that she was just talking to herself was just like, what am I even talking about? Like, I'm just going off rambling.
Yeah, she was writing in her diary sometimes because it was very like stream of consciousness, right? Like
I don't think I chuckled.
Where she would be chatting.
Of course, she didn't.
It's fine. I'll just kill myself.
Can't say that.
Yeah,
you're right. Zach, cut that out.
Got it. I would give it like a 1.5. Yeah, it wasn't like super funny, but there were definitely a couple moments where I like smiled.
I thought it was lighthearted.
At times.
I'm.
But you give it a 1. You're like, oh, it was lighthearted. One wasn't funny.
1.
It wasn't funny.
Your opinion.
Entire book. 0.
No.
Loved it. 0 out of 5.
Loved it. 0 out of 5 stars, actually.
I am not not a tough critic. I am like, I read it, I liked it, yeah, like, great. And you're like, I read it and I hated it.
I hated one single word in it, and that just made me hate the whole thing.
It ruined the whole thing for me.
There's one grammar
I feel like
issue.
I'm not hard on anything. I just feel like I have hard stances on, like, I thought this sucked, and that can ruin the whole event for me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fair. Like I said, it's your opinion. It's how you feel, and that's valid.
It's fine. I'll just quit this podcast.
That's fine.
Opinions can be wrong. It's okay.
Nikki, I'm going to fight you when I see you in a month. All right.
Okay, sad level. How sad was it? 1 to 5.
3.5.
I was going to give it a 3. Anna?
I was going to give it, I think, a 2.5. Because I felt like it was sad. And I was mostly sad, I think, once everyone really started developing. Like, Dan came out of his stupor, dies. Carmen, tough bitch, speared 3 Sasquatches with 3 great throws.
The whole time, yeah.
Then dies. And I was like, ugh.
The
Effie.
death scene, also very sad.
Very sad.
Oh, I actually had a question about that. I don't actually understand how she's, like, what killed her. I went back and I reread that section, and I don't understand how she died. I mean, like, I know that she's dead, but, like, she javelined it, and then what? She just got squished?
The impact of it. I don't know.
It was talking about, like, javelined it, but then it was still talking about, like, velocity or whatever of the thing moving. So I think it was, like, how I was thinking about, like, if I have to get close enough to a bear to spray it in the eyes, will it still not trample me? I think that's what happened, basically. You know what I mean?
So it hit her and then squished her into the wall? Because was she backed into a wall? Am I reading this like a moron?
I can't remember exactly, but it was something to do with the fact that she speared the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot was still moving forward, and it impacted her. It could have just been blunt, like, impact, like, what is it called? Blunt force trauma, if it hit her hard enough. But I don't remember exactly, to be honest, because I was listening to it.
Yeah, I read it twice, and I still I couldn't quite picture what was happening.
I think she fell into his arms, too. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, that could be. It was, I know that it was talking about the, like, velocity after but continuing to move forward. So, something related.
Maybe maybe I'll reread it one more time in that one section, because I wasn't getting it. But going back to sad level and continuing. So Dan, cool, dies. Carmen gets cool, dies. Effie, I felt really bad for Effie because she died protecting Palomino.
I would like to say, let me interject, I cried in this book. This is the first book I've cried so far.
And you only rated it?
You cried in The Last Blue.
5?
Did I cry?
I thought you said you did.
Oh, Nikki, here's the thing. I cry at everything.
Alex is a crier.
Yeah. But I did cry in The Last Blue, you're right. But I think I gave that one like a 4 out of 5 on sad, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but
we'd have to go back.
I did cry in that one. This one was a little less sad. The thing that got me was after Carmen dies and then Palomino cries out for her mom, I was like, I'm dead. Fucking kill me. I'm at work listening to this place.
Effie's death made me sad too, but it was also like all of their deaths were triumphant. I think they all died well. Yeah. Effie died protecting their kid. Carmen died protecting everybody. Dan also died protecting everybody. Mm-hmm. Like, it was good. I think it was sad, though, because they were all really, I think, starting to blossom in their new world and immediately died.
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Damn Sasquatches.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, so then the book in general, how would you rate it? 1 to 5. What are we doing? Edgar Allan Poe busts now? How many?
Edgar Allan Poe busts.
4.
I'm gonna give it 4.
A 4, yeah. I would also give it
I really liked it. This is in my wheelhouse.
Highly recommend. It was really, really good. And it was not as good as the Conclave was this. Mm. So I would rate that a 5. I'd probably be here 4.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got some good recommendations this episode for stuff to watch, or I have stuff to watch and read.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. A 4 out of 5. And then anything that we would say to the narrator or any character in the book or any life lessons we would implement. Anything like that.
No, I think she learned some lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it was just, to me, it was like a message about coming into your own and gaining self-confidence, even though that she, essentially had to go back to her baser instincts to do that. But I did like that as well.
Good book.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Good pick.
Yeah,
Nikki.
good pick,
I can't
Nikki.
believe it.
Yeah.
I got a 4 out of 5 out of Anna. It's
I'm not picky, but you also picked a book in a genre that's one of my favorites.
I think I might have done that on purpose. I don't know.
Now this is in my wheelhouse. I can tell you right now, next month's, I can already tell you what my stars are.
Don't. Save it.
It's a hint.
Listeners, if you did read the book, let us know what your thoughts are, if you liked it. Let us know if you have any book recommendations that you want us to cover in the future. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where we release episodes on the last Thursday of every month, except for last month. Oh, sorry about that. And then find us on Insta and Facebook at trekking_through_titles, where we will post what we're reading next month and who our guests will be. But we're also going to start letting you know in these episodes. So next month, our guest will be one of Anna's friends named Zach. Not her boyfriend, Zach, but
not my boyfriend, Zach.
Yeah, don't get confused about that. And
Zach with a K.
Zach with a K. Anna's boyfriend is Zach with an H. And our book next month will be Macbeth by...
Woo!
I don't know if there's a different Macbeth out there, but that's the one we're reading.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Never once heard of this. Is this new?
5.
I've already started, so...
As always, to Zach for editing, and thank you to Nikki for being our guest this month on our book.
Thanks, both babes.
All right.
Because Nikki was my gay.
Oh, my God.
No, everyone always thought we were a couple when we'd go out. They'd always give Nikki the check.
You're getting the check. First of all, that's
that's rude.
Gender norms are not real.
Yes.
Stop.
Nothing is real.
Societal contract. It's all made up. All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks. Bye.